Welcome to the 2011 Credit Union Environmental Scan Digital Edition. This year we've got a new look and format called a content farm. Like the DVDs of the past few years, it's designed to let the viewer select what they're interested in. The sliding section headings are Introduction, The Future of Money, Straight Talk about retirement planning, In CU Company on interesting credit union ideas, and Social Media. Click on each section heading and it opens to a directory of content, including video reports, video interviews, and material presented with text and graphics. Click on any of these and you'll open up that content. In The Future of Money, Maggie Reynolds tells us there's a large list of new players getting into the financial services field who have plans to lower costs and speed up service.
We know our credit union world of cash, checks, credit, and debit cards. It's a world full of technology, of online banking, electronic transfers, ATMs, and the networked systems that link us to the regional and national financial systems. We know our credit union partners who provide card services, transaction systems, and a wide array of products and services. We also know something of this: the Facebooks, Twitters, credit union websites that we use for communicating with our members and participating in our communities. And who can live without a cell phone? We talk and manage our lives and do some of our work with all the smart things now built into cell phones. Many credit union members can manage their accounts with their cell phones. Some transfer money with them, and some are beginning to use them as mobile wallets. But this is what's new. The Internet services and the cell phone services we know want to be an even bigger part of our business. The Internet's Google owns Android cell phone technology, and they want to use it to create a financial payments system. eBay owns payments companies PayPal and Zong, and they already have a payment system which they're expanding to go well outside services to online businesses. Canada's cell phone companies are working together on Zoom Pass. MasterCard Canada and Visa Canada have added capabilities to the contactless PayPass and PayWave technologies so they can work on cell phones. Interac has Flash for contactless service. It also has Interac eTransfer, which lets customers transfer money from point to point using either their email address or mobile phone number. Two other upstart companies are offering credit card reading attachments for cell phones, Square and RoamPay. What's dramatically different about all of this is that many of these companies have never been in the financial service business before, and they are creating their own way of doing things. They intend to charge less and believe they can provide services more conveniently and faster. Credit unions and the financial industry are not sitting on the sidelines, developing their own mobile banking and payment technologies. It is not known what all of these changes will mean, but the information in the Future of Money section of the digital edition of the Credit Union Scan provides an overview of what's going on.
The virtual payments marketplace is going to continue to evolve as e-payments replace paper-based methods. And while there's probably going to be sort of organic growth in the card-based payments over, I would say, the next 5 years or so, probably the single biggest opportunity is in the small ticket cash transactions. And that's where there's going to be a lot of growth and competition for that piece of the market. In this space, consumer behavior is really changing and it's evolving. There's really a lot more demand for cashless transactions and faster payment options. And we see that in the statistics.
There's a whole host of innovative products and services that we're launching today. I think what mobile phones will do is increase awareness. So today some of these applications are available for standard cards, but mobile phones is really increasing the awareness of some of the applications. Some of the more innovative products and services we're launching is really advanced routing and authorization controls. And what this would allow a consumer to do, for example, is to route certain transactions to different accounts. And for someone who's doing a home renovation, they could have a transaction at their local hardware store routed directly to a home line of credit, for example. So we see smartphones as really being a channel into technology and increased management over payment products.
In our Straight Talk section, we talk about an opportunity involving some straight talk with members and working with them to bring us more of their assets to manage. There is a significant opportunity to work with our members to help them manage their financial future as they enter their final working years, from 55 to 64 and into their retirement. Statistics presented by Credential Financial show that of all our members, just 12% have chosen the credit union for wealth management services. Of all the customers at banks, 42% have them look after their wealth management needs. There are some important historical differences between credit unions and the banks, but nevertheless, the large gulf in wealth management statistics suggests that there's room for growth at credit unions. Another statistic from Credential's revealing at credit unions, just 30% of members' assets are related to wealth management. At the banks, it's 70%. Over time, the banks merged with old Bay Street wealth management companies that focused on the highest income, highest personal asset demographic in the population. Traditionally, they served the top 6% of the population that had household assets of over $500,000. Credit unions focus on a much larger demographic, 94% of the population, those with less than $500,000 in assets. With our community roots and our connections throughout the middle class and working segments of the population, we've come to serve the largest profile in the market. So that's where we focus, on that 94%, where we can help more people plan as they wind down their work careers and begin retirement. In this segment of the Digital Scan, Straight Talk, we'll explore ways that we might encourage a larger share of our members to come to the credit union for the products and services they need for the next life stage from ages 55 to 64. Our strategic partners at Credential Financial have done a lot of research on why banks have such a large slice of the wealth management pie and how credit unions could grow their share.
One, they started a lot sooner. Number two, they made this a high priority and focus. And number three, they really focused on the key drivers involved with making this successful.
We deliver one-on-one coaching with the advisors in the field. We have a marketing team that works very closely with our credit union marketing teams in helping them execute against the brand value proposition. We also provide extensive training in the sense that not just in bringing them up to speed from a credential and qualification perspective, but taking them to that next level that allows them to position themselves as experts in their community. So taking them from the Canadian securities course, if you will, being that's how you get into the industry, and recognizing it's much more than that today, and then it's fulfilling on that value proposition that members are looking for.
The section called In CU Company looks at ideas implemented by credit unions across the country that have helped them achieve some of their goals. Nelson and District Credit Union in British Columbia, which began with a financial literacy program aimed at children, has expanded to reach out to preteens and teenagers through the Zippity Doodah website. The Fire Services Credit Union is helping their members with a financial literacy initiative based on a book prepared by credit union staff and members called The Bucket Coach. Van City has provided us with a report on their Resilient Capital program, which supports small businesses and community enterprises with good advice, microloans, and equity, as well as, in some cases, grants. Alterna Savings Microloan Program expanded with cafe networking, which began in a branch that shared premises with a coffee shop. Meridian, which has grown rapidly in recent years, developed a new marketing campaign to set itself apart from the banks. It includes a no-bounce checking service that's attracted a lot of positive reaction. The fourth section of our content farm is social media. Here is reporter Maggie Reynolds.
Just as we thought we knew how to make friends on social media, it's changing again, with live video being added and new, very powerful competition. The pressure to add video is coming from a fast-growing new social media platform from Google called Google+. It launched just this summer, and by August, it had more than 20 million visitors. Many observers think Google+ could threaten Facebook's supremacy, just as Facebook ran off with a lot of friends who used to meet on the less popular MySpace. Facebook is fighting back, linked with Skype to provide a video component. So, with ever new online pathways and new ways to travel them, social media becomes an even more intriguing way for organizations to relate with their communities. The key elements of social media remain the same. Each user has an equal opportunity to attract and converse with visitors or viewers. Most of it is free. It's easy to set, so it's accessible to everyone. What most people do with it is socialize, so understandably, they might not appreciate advertisers and marketers trying to get their attention. Some of the more effective uses of social media by organizations are not commercially driven, but focus on support for good causes, charities, and social work in the community. Many organizations set up a profile page or account and then populate it with stories and information that appeals to their target audience group. Thus, social media has become a pathway to building relationships not only among people with common interests, but with businesses and organizations that share their interests as well. As credit unions across Canada consider their social media strategies, this segment of the Digital Scan provides an easy demonstration on how to prepare and then load information and other material on a social media website.
That's our overview of the 2011 Credit Union Environmental Scan Digital Edition. Please explore our content farm, which you can access on the same DVD disc that holds this video. Or you can view it over the internet. This is Everett Banning reporting.